Because, I mean, everybody be checking in. That's y'all favorite thing to do, check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass.
Wow.
Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods and all this, you checking into that dude?
The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected.
It's a fictitious name. They're not a mob. Mob ties is like the white boy from Malibu Most Wanted. Jay Prince Jr. and his son, they like the Malibu from Most Wanted. They're not no real gangsters.
So there's been so much buzz lately about the whole checking in drama and extortion in hip-hop, especially with the rumors swirling around Drake and his longtime Houston protector SL alleged extortion kingpin Jay Prince, and word on the street is that Jay Prince might have abandoned Drake. So get this, Drake apparently tried to ban all rap artists linked to Kendrick Lamar from performing in Houston, thinking his daddy Jay Prince would have his back. But then Schoolboy Q stepped in, making it crystal clear that he's not scared of Drake's so-called mob ties. And earlier this month, he performed in Houston in front of a huge crowd, but Schoolboy didn't stop there. He also called the whole checking in thing goofy and downright embarrassing, especially for someone as seasoned as Jay Prince, who's still playing these childish street games and trying to extort his own people. So what's really going on with Jay Prince and this extortion saga? Who's he tried to shake down? And has it led to any tragic outcomes? For who stood up to him? Let's break it down.
Do you want to go over there?
Right.
For what? Don't call me.
Right.
Oh, it's be having a nerve to call me sometime. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm playing video games. My daughter got a soccer game tomorrow, bro.
Okay, so let's first talk about this extortion business and how it became part of the hip-hop culture. The roots of extortion crime groups stretch way back to 18th century Italy, when the local mafia would send letters to business owners threatening or property damage unless they forked over protection money. Fast forward to when the mafia hit America and extortion took root in the inner cities. Chicago, New York, Philly, these places were practically shaking with fear thanks to regular mafia shakedowns. Naturally, other street gangs and organized crime groups adopted these shady tactics, with hip-hop bringing in the big bucks. It was only a matter of time before these groups set their sights on rappers. Nowadays, extortion is practically stitched into the fabric of hip-hop. And even the biggest stars in the game haven't escaped it. Take Tupac. For example, in 2011, the FBI unsealed shocking documents related to the investigation into Tupac's, exposing an extortion scheme by the Jewish Defense League, an organization classified by the FBI as a right-wing group. According to FBI documents, the JDL was extorting protection money from Ruthless Records and several big-name rap artists, including Tupac, and made direct threats to their lives. The documents, originally produced in 199 state, quote JDL and other yet unidentified, have been extorting money from various rap music stars via death threats. The scheme involves redacted and other subjects making telephonic death threats to the rap star. Subjects then intercede by contacting the victim and offering protection for a fee. Source reported that Eric Wright, also known as, who owned Ruthless Records, was a victim of this extortion scheme prior to dying from AIDS. Name redacted also reportedly targeted Tupac Shakur prior to his recent in Las Vegas, Nevada, end quote. Fast forward to the present day, and many Black American street gangs rely on the extortion of rap artists as one of their income sources, demanding that rappers check in when they visit their city to make sure they can move around safely without getting punked or worse. This way, rappers get a free pass to the hood, and the locals earn cash through security fees or by opening for the big names. Now, let's dive into some examples. Like I said, even the A-listers aren't immune. Take Kanye West, for example. During a trip to Philadelphia, he found himself in hot water and had to call in Beanie Siegel, the Broad Street, for backup. Poor Kanye was just sitting at a diner table with friends when some sketchy dudes pulled up chairs to his table. Not even eating, just waiting. Kanye had to hide his jewelry and keep a low profile. but luckily Beanie swooped in and saved the day.
And he was feeling how some dudes was like looking at him sideways at his jewelry or whatever.
Yeah.
And he started to get kind of nervous, and he called you up.
No, he didn't call me up personally.
Well, somehow it got you.
You know, two ways you could put out the blast. It could go to everybody who was, you put the blast out that he felt threatened.
Right.
Yeah.
And you showed up.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, you let them know that nothing was gonna happen to Kanye.
Nah.
That's not how it went down.
Yeah,
no,
I'm saying,
okay,
nothing was gonna happen to him. Not while I was there, nothing was gonna happen to him.
Did you feel that Kanye was being paranoid, or do you think that something might have actually happened with the people that you confronted at that point?
No, he wasn't being paranoid. They had chairs pulled up to his table where he was eating at with his friends, and they wasn't eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
So something was about to happen to Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah, it was real.
It was real.
Yeah, they played the food was cold. There was only a couple bites taken out of them. And it was just like a weight off. Like, hurry up. And when you come out of here, it's going down. So when I got Kanye, yo, you know this guy right here? It was like, nah, I just pulled the chair from him, and Kanye had his jewelry tucked in. Take your chain out. And that was like a badge, that Rockefeller chain. Like, we don't do that. At least I didn't roll that way. And that was my brother. Like, we was La Familia. We was the family. So taking from him at that time was like taking from me.
How did the guys react when you confronted them?
As they should.
Took a few steps back.
A little more than a few steps.
Now Detroit, sweetie, is a whole different beast. The Motor City apparently operates under Trick's no-fly zone. Trick laid it all out on the Drink Champs podcast. Basically, if you're a rapper rolling into Detroit, you better show respect and pay your dues, or else.
Ask you, Trick, because I don't understand, what is the no-fly zone? What does that mean? Because I mean, I've come to Detroit and had marvelous times.
We shot movies together in Detroit.
So, but what does this no-fly zone mean?
It was for record labels.
Okay.
When record labels used to have like street teams, and that was back in the A&R days. You know, they would have a promo team, take the artists. You know, A&R take the artists to different locations, and it was like they were just coming to Detroit and wasn't picking up nothing. It was like they would charge the local artists to perform. They would charge the local artists to perform, and the local artists would bring 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people sometimes to this event that will pay to get in. It's like, how is you charging them and they bringing you revenue?
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
And then, you know, when it kept happening with the little homies and they was just doing it because they got money, like, you know, man.
Meaning paying to
It was just
their own stage, technically.
Exactly.
Right.
And it was radio as well. Like, you know, the Summer Jams events didn't consist of mostly Detroit artists. They consist of everybody from everywhere else, and the Detroit artists would get charged.
Wow.
And I was like, stop everything. Now the only entertainment around this gonna be what's here.
Right.
So we're gonna get acquainted with what we got around these corners, and then we'll start letting a few trinklets in one at a time. And if anybody violated, we'll deal with that.